catching fire with everyone. Indian fever. You can be part of the fun. You're the winner at every game. That's where the excitement begins. So catch Indian fever. Be a believer with the Cleveland Indians. Indian fever.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the March 1st, 2019 Lake County Sentinel Podcast. I'm your host and publisher and editor of the Lake County Sentinel, Tim Shirer, and we'll be with you for a half hour tonight. We're going to talk about the Cavs, Monsters, Icebreakers, the Indian spring training game tonight in prime time against the Dodgers. And then in news and politics, we will discuss the crowded field of Democratic candidates that are running for president. We'll also go over a scoreboard of today's spring training game since the Indians haven't played. And I'll give a little bit of my thoughts on the Bryce Harper signing and some of the comments from other players about, the signing and what it means. And because I disagree with the players on the things they're saying. Yeah, there's just a lot there, and I think that it needs to be talked about. And I think that one statement that a bunch of them have made, one comment that a bunch of them have made is false, if you ask me. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But right now, what we're going to do first is we're going to talk about the some of the things coming up. The Cavs tonight. They won last night. They beat the Knicks in New York. They'll play. So they now have 15 wins. They're 15 and 47. There are 2 games ahead of the Knicks for the last spot in the East, which I know everyone wants them to get Zion Williamson. But you know what? I don't want to finish. I don't want to have the worst record in the conference or in the league. That's just horrible. So I think that I like where they are right now. I think they're getting better. I think they have a lot of pieces in place for upcoming years. Jetty Osman, Kevin Love, Colin Sexton is doing much better, even though local radio personalities hate him. Of course, they show how much they know about basketball when they talk about it, because you can just tell they don't know a lot. 2 guys in particular that are on from 2 to 6. All they do is rip him. And the Cavs. It's funny today hearing them talk about the Cavs, and they won 4 out of 6, but they say, well, they played terrible teams. Well, of course, if the Cavs play terrible teams and win 4 out of 6, it's a negative. If the Browns win 4 out of 6, no matter who they play, you hear, a win's a win. They're such hypocrites. So this just coming through right now. The Cavs big man, center forward, Channing Frye, has announced that he's going to retire at the end of the season. This will be his last NBA season. I'll tell you what, he doesn't play much, but I know he means a lot to the team. I know he means a lot to this young team. Guys like Jetty Osman, Ante Zizic, Colin Sexton, the young guys on the team, Larry Nance Jr., they really depend on a guy like Channing Frye. So he's going to retire at the end of the year. He just announced that. And, you got to wish him all the best. Channing Frye is a really good guy, and he's a great teammate. So that's just coming through right now. The Monsters are at home tonight against the Labo Rockets. They blew a game last night. They were up at least 3-1, and they ended up losing 5-4. That's bad. Labo's not a good team. They lost to them, so that's a bad loss last night. Hopefully they can rebound tonight and get a win. So that's, it is what it is. I hate that saying. I can't believe I just said that. The Icebreakers play tonight in Watertown against the Wolves at 7:30, and then they come home tomorrow at 7:35, and then Sunday at 4:35 and play the Wolves. So they see them 3 times in a row. How about taking 2 out of 3? Yeah, how about taking 2 out of 3 and improve your position in the Federal Hockey League? I mean, yeah, they're not probably not going to make the playoffs, but getting some momentum would be nice. I really hope they return to Mentor next year. I hope this isn't a 1-year thing and they're done. It would be really nice if it could become something, having a hockey team in Lake County. I really think it's a cool thing. I unfortunately have not gotten any games this year, and I'm very disappointed I haven't gotten any games. So, but hopefully I'll get to one by the end of the season, and then hopefully they'll return next year for a second season in Mentor. That's a really nice arena out there, and it's really cool for Lake County to have a hockey team. What's going on? My son just walked in, and I just was wondering, what he was doing. Okay. So we're going to talk now about Mike Trout's comments and other players' comments about the Bryce Harper signing. About the Bryce Harper signing, and I hate hearing them say it's good for baseball. Absolutely, positively, it is not good for baseball. It is not good for baseball that guys are getting paid this much money and getting paid by a team that, of course, can afford it. When a team like the Indians, the Royals, the Twins, Oakland, other teams like that can't afford it. It's not good for baseball. It's not good for baseball. All it means is the rich get richer and the middle to poor stay the same. Also, why aren't they just honest with their words, and why don't they just say it's good for us? It's good for us because now I'm going to make a lot of money. That's what Mike Trout should just say. It's good for me. No, it's not good for baseball. It's not good for the game of baseball. How is Bryce Harper getting a huge contract like that good for baseball? It's not. It's not. That is so false. It's ridiculous. And I like Mike Trout. But, he's saying the politically correct thing right now, that the union wants him to say. And, hey, for him, it is a great thing because how much money is he going to make? My son just pointed out to me earlier that Trout's WAR is higher the last 6 years than Machado and Harper combined. Yes. I believe he told me his was 69 and Machado and Harper's combined was 64. I'm pretty sure that's what he told me. So that's ridiculous. How much is he going to make? He's going to make $45 million a year, I would think. I would think he probably is going to. So, yeah, for him seeing a guy get $30 million a year is great because, he's going to get a hell of a lot more than that because he's better than him. So, right now, I think the salaries are ridiculous in baseball, and not because we're a small market, Cleveland. We're a mid market, actually. We're not small. We're mid. I think it's just because it's not good for the game. That the same teams are always going to be able. San Diego signing Machado is not regular. That normally doesn't happen. But let me tell you something. They can do it because they have no one else of significance on their payroll except was it Eric Hosmer? Eric Hosmer. Yeah, that's it. He's probably making, I don't know, $10 million a year maybe. Okay, so who else do they have? $40 million right there. They got if they're going to get to $100 million, they got a lot of rookies and second-year guys that aren't going to make a lot. So they're in great shape. And they're not going to sign anyone else. You watch, they are not signing anyone else, the Padres. Indians fans want the Indians to sign every free agent that's out there. Indians fans want the Indians to sign every free agent and then cut some of them in spring training. Still have to pay them. Indians fans want the Indians to have the highest payroll in baseball. No, it can't happen. It just can't happen. It's not going to happen. I don't care who owns the team. The Indians are never going to have the highest payroll in baseball. If George Steinbrenner owned the team, if Dan Gilbert owned the team, just stop with that crap. The Jacobs never overpaid, and no owner who owns the Cleveland Indians is going to overpay. They're just not going to do it. That's how it is. Face it. Understand the economics of baseball. My God, it's unbelievable. It drives me crazy. So the Indians will play tonight at 8 o'clock against the Dodgers. It is not a split squad for the Indians, but it is a split squad for the Dodgers. The Indians play the Dodgers, and then the Dodgers also play the Padres. So the Indians and Dodgers will play. They're going to be playing. I believe the game is in. It's in Goodyear, and you could watch it on Sports Time Ohio. So that's nice to be able to watch the game on STO. So AJ Cole will get the start. Righty AJ Cole will get the start for the Indians. He has no ERA on the spring, and he has one strikeout in one appearance. Ross Stripling will take the mound for the Dodgers. He has not appeared yet in a game this spring. The lineups for tonight's game. For the Dodgers, you got Jock Peterson in left field, Alex Verdugo in center. Remember, Verdugo was mentioned in Indians trade talks a little bit, the Kluber thing. I'm kind of glad it didn't happen. He wasn't that impressive, his stats. Enrique Hernandez at second base, Matt Beattie at third base, batting fourth, Will Smith batting fifth at catcher, Paulo Orlando in right field, batting sixth, Cameron Perkins batting seventh at first base, Keeper Ruiz hitting ninth, eighth at DH, and Gavin Lux, shortstop, hitting ninth. For the Indians, the lineup is Leonys Martin leading off, Tyler Naquin hitting second, Jose Ramirez DHing hitting third, Carlos Santana playing first base and hitting fourth, Jake Bowers in left field hitting fifth, Roberto Perez starting at catcher, hitting sixth. He's hitting .333 on the spring. Max Moroff at third base, hitting seventh. Yu Chang Chen, or he just goes by Yu Chang now, hitting eighth at shortstop, which I'm very anxious to see him play tonight at short. And Ernie Clement rounding it out in the ninth spot at second base. So those are your two lineups for the Indians game at 8 o'clock. It will be fun to watch them, against the Dodgers in prime time. Getting to watch a game at 8 o'clock, it makes you feel like, okay, this is real baseball at night. Because normally, we got to admit, you probably watch. They probably play 100 games at night, at least 100. So it's nice to see. It'll be nice tonight to be able to watch them at night. Plus, I'll be glad because the podcast will be over and I can just watch the Indians, which is, for me, anytime I can watch the Indians at night, that's a good night. So it's AJ Cole against Ross Stripling at 8 o'clock, Indians and Dodgers. And we will be right back with the political portion of our show. Right after this, we'll see you after the break. We'll talk to you after the break. Welcome back to the second half of the Lake County Sentinel Podcast, to the news and political portion of the show. I want to start again. I just want to start with this, and we'll talk about it for a couple minutes tonight. Again, we talked about it last night, and I feel very strongly about this, about Walmart eliminating the door greeter. Yeah, it's a private business. They are allowed to do whatever they want. And I think that it's wrong what they're doing. I want to give a shout out to the Wickliffe Blue Devils real quick. They're playing right now their sectional game at Maple Heights against Warrensville Heights. Hopefully they'll win. And I'll give a shout out to a huge Blue Devils fan, Zachary Henkin. Zach's a great guy, graduated from Wickliffe last year, I believe it was. And he's a great young man. And I know he listens to the podcast. So I also, I want to get back to that door greeter thing. I just think that the Walmart's making a very big mistake getting rid of the door greeter, because they are very important to customers that shop there. I think it's a huge mistake by them. And I know they're a Fortune 500 corporation, and money, profits are the thing that drives them the most. But I also think that you have to have a heart at some point. And door greeters, I know they're not like they used to be at Walmart so much. You see a lot of them who really don't care about their job. They almost just stand there. But you still have a lot of them that really care. I can't believe last night on the news, I heard that the door greeter at the Chardon Walmart, who would sing the Star Spangled Banner when people walked in, that he was fired a month ago. Are you kidding me? I couldn't believe this. How much positive publicity did he bring to that Walmart? And then they fired him. Shame on those people. What is wrong with this country we live in? What is wrong with people? They don't value good people. That guy was a really good guy. That happened. I can't believe that happened. And it's sad. Like I said, my mom was a door greeter at the Walmart in Eastlake, and she loved that job. Yeah, sometimes she'd come home and complain, but she loved that job. My mom loved to talk like I like to talk, and I don't think my mom offended as many people as I offend. I mean, I think I offend more people. But it just really, I don't understand where they're going with this. I don't understand where they're going with this. And I think what they need to do is they need to reconsider this decision. I don't think they will, because they think they're too big. They don't have to give in to people because they're Walmart and they're big. So they probably won't change their mind or their decision. But I really wish they would consider it, because it's really sad. Think of all of the handicapped individuals, the people with disabilities who work at Walmart and can be door greeters and can be functional and have a job and be productive people in society. They're just getting rid of those people. And I just don't understand how you can do that. You have to have a heart. No, people don't seem to have a heart anymore. A lot of people think I'm mean, but they don't understand that I'm not going to say something rotten about somebody unless they've been talking garbage about me. Okay. I care about people's feelings. I worry about people's feelings. And if I was in charge of Walmart, I would be reversing this decision. But like I said, I don't think they care about people's feelings at Walmart. I think they care about profit. And that's it. So they probably aren't going to change this decision. And it really bothers me that they're not going to. But I guess what we have to do is just maybe boycott them a little bit and let them know that we're not happy with this decision. Okay. And we'll go from there. We'll see what they do. Let's hope that there is enough pressure and that they do decide to change a decision and bring back the door greeters. They matter a lot. I know my mom couldn't have worked there if she had to do stock and stuff like that. She applied for the door greeter job. That's what she did. My mom couldn't have worked there. She had bad knees. She had carpal tunnel syndrome. She couldn't do the physical labor that they want these people to do now. And I think they know this. I think this was a strategic plan to get rid of people they felt weren't productive. Because to them, the bottom line is getting the most out of an employee that they underpay. That's what Walmart does. That's what Walmart's done for decades. But it got worse after Sam Walton died and his kids took over. They are greedy. Sam Walton's kids are greedy people. So let's hope they reverse the decision. I don't believe they'll reverse the decision, but let's hope they do. Now, I want to talk a little bit now about the Democratic presidential candidates. There's a lot of them. There are a lot who have declared for president. There's 9 of them, in fact. We'll go through the list. We've got New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, former mayor of Newark, New Jersey. We've got Julian Castro, former U.S. Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, from 2014 to 2017. He was a former mayor of San Antonio. I did that. I kind of did that like like people do, like they say it with the way it should be said. Are you kidding me? I can barely pronounce my own name half the time. But then we got John Delaney, U.S. representative from Maryland. He is declared. Tulsi Gabbard from Hawaii. She is 2013 to 2000 present, House of Representatives. Kamala Harris, U.S. Senator from California. She was only elected in 2016. She was the Attorney General of California from 2011 to 2017. So now, I'm sure what's going to happen with Trump and them is they're going to say she doesn't have a lot of experience. Well, he had none. So, okay. So, and then we got Jay Inslee. He is the governor of Washington. He was a U.S. representative in Washington's 1st District from 1999 to 2012, but he was also a representative in the 4th District in Washington from 93 to 95. So he's got a lot of experience. He's got a lot of experience in Washington. If my math is right, he has 15 years of experience in Washington. So that's, that could come in handy, since we have a guy now who has 0 experience and it's showing. Amy Klobuchar, U.S. Senator from Minnesota, 2007 to present. She's a strong candidate. I'll go over who I think are the top candidates after we list them all. Then we have Bernie Sanders. He's trying again. U.S. Senator from Vermont from 2007 to now. U.S. Representative from Vermont, 1991 to 2007. Mayor of Burlington, Vermont from 1981 to 1989. So basically for the last 38 years, since he was 38, he has been in public life more than half his life. He ran for president in 2016. We all know about that. And then Elizabeth Warren, U.S. Senator from Massachusetts from 2013 until now. So that is the 9 candidates who are running for president at this point. And what we have is Cory Booker, who I believe is a strong candidate. I also believe Kamala Harris is a very strong candidate. Unfortunately, I think Bernie Sanders is, just because of name recognition and his almost cult-like followers. Seriously. And then Amy Klobuchar. But if I had to give you my top 3 right now of the 9 that are in, see, I don't think any of these candidates in the end are going to get the nomination, because I think the person who's going to get the nomination is not in the race yet. I think very much one of these could be the vice presidential candidate. I really think, yeah. But my top 3 right now, who I would say right now, the top 3, if there was voting today, who would finish in the top 3 if the voting were today? And it's not who I want always, but right now I'm going to say who I think are the top 3. If it was today, unfortunately, I think Bernie Sanders would probably be top. And then I'm going to, right now, it's changed from last time we talked about this, but I'm going to say Bernie Sanders, then Kamala Harris, and Amy Klobuchar. They would be a close second and third. I don't know which one would be second and which one would be third, but I honestly think that they right now are his biggest competition. And probably, if I had to choose between the 2 women, which one is second and which is third, I guess it would be Klobuchar. I like them. I like them both. I like that Klobuchar's tough and she doesn't mind saying it, because you know how it is. People say if a guy is tough, he's a good businessman or a good politician. If a woman's tough, they call her a bitch. That's just so wrong. Why can't a woman be tough? I like Amy Klobuchar. I like her toughness. I like that she's tough with her employees. From what I hear and understand, she is no tougher on her employees than male senators are. So I don't know. I don't see why there's a problem with it. But of course, Trump supporters will come up with, and they'll try to cause problems with it. But so, like I said, if there were an election today, the top 3 for me would probably be Bernie Sanders, followed by Amy Klobuchar, followed by Kamala Harris. Those are top 3, I think, right now. But as I also said, I don't think any of those 3 is going to get the nomination. I think the unknown, though not unknown, but the person who's not in the race yet, I think Joe Biden's going to get the nomination. And either Klobuchar or Kamala Harris will be his vice president. That's my thought right now. So we're going to finish with the stock market today. The stock market closed 26,026.32. It was up 110.32. And at this point of Barack Obama's presidency, the stock market was up 4,058.02 points for 33.65%. And thus far in Donald Trump's, it's up 6,108.32 for a 23.46 increase. So if you know percentages, Barack Obama, the economy was going up at a 10% higher rate than it is under Donald Trump. So for those of you who think Donald Trump is better for the economy, you're wrong. So I hope everybody has a nice weekend. Hopefully we will be back on Monday with you, and we can talk more sports, Indians, Wycliffe Blue Devils, and some more politics. Everybody have a good weekend, and we will talk to you on Monday.